We
Yes.
get our first. We get a back-to-back win. Well, both teams win in the same week. Didn't think it was going to happen,
No,
and then the following week,
we
both
get a
teams
bye.
go
So
on bye.
we're still riding the high of a
It's still high.
10 to 8 victory,
10 to 6 for us.
10 to 6
10 to 6.
victory, and a 12-10 victory for us. Oh man.
Yeah. No, they must have had 7 because they were going for the tie. It was 10-7. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah. They were going for the tie and they missed the chip shot field goal,
Oh,
as only the Patriots can do.
they're
Well,
bad.
they are bad.
I can't even. I don't even know.
Well, we are streaming, and we are. This is touchdowns and TDs and tangents, TDs and tangies, TDs with Harland and H&D. I'm the
TNT
D.
with H&D.
I'm Derek, and that's
Mrs. Harlan, yes. The
Harland.
H in the Harlan and the Derek part.
The eight, yes, he puts the H in the Harland and Derek.
I didn't make sense much, but okay, I got it. You got it.
And this is the Week 13. Look back at Week 13. Look ahead at Week 14 episode. Yeah. Oh boy, and we don't have any Bears or any Giants to talk about as far as games were played, so that's good.
Yes, neither one of us come back all disheartened and sad.
we can focus on the games that happened this week that make a difference in playoffs, I guess.
Well, playoffs for us or playoffs for other people, because neither one of our teams have been eliminated from playoff contention.
I know, we're still there,
and in fact, some teams actually helped us.
Yep. I still got plans. My 7-game win streak was cut short.
It didn't have to be. It shouldn't have.
Shouldn't have.
Heck?
I don't know.
No, I've got a tab open and just started talking to me. I'm like, what's going on? Yes. Yeah, they shouldn't have. Your team shouldn't have. Was it Detroit they was playing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they should have beat Detroit. You should be right. You should at least be on that three-game win streak that you claimed.
Well, you want to start? You start with Detroit. Let's start with Thursday, just real fast, because the Cowboys hosted Seattle, and up until this game, it was like the Cowboys haven't played anybody with a winning record. Fair. And it was a very high scoring game. The Cowboys defense was porous in the first. The first half was a little bit rough. They picked on what's his face, Mr. Pick Six.
Yeah, Bland.
Yeah. But I mean, the Cowboys ultimately. Did you watch the game? Because it was really hard to watch.
No, I didn't watch the game. I kind of looked at the highlights. But one thing I have to say something.
Yes.
How is DK Metcalf that fast?
I don't know. He ran like 45 miles an hour or something.
He is too big to be that fast.
Yeah, he is insanely fast. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. He's got robotic legs, maybe.
They said he broke the NFL, not the record. This year, Tyreek Hill was the fastest person clocked. He beat Tyreek Hill out. Now he's the fastest person clocked. And Tyreek Hill's smaller than him by 6 inches and probably 40,
60
pounds
yeah.
lighter. To me, that doesn't even make sense. But when you watch that run, but you got to remember, he did that before. Remember when he made that
he ran down that dude?
Yeah, he ran down that dude.
Yes,
he's a freak, and
he is a freak.
He should be better. I think he should be better than he is. Like with the talent he has and his size, he should be Megatron.
Yeah.
He should be number one wide, and he's not. And I don't know if it's the team, because Megatron was just pretty much him. And at one point, I think Golden Tate did come in there later on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was just him. Whereas DK had Lockett there for his entire career. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's taking some of that away from him. But he's great, and I think he should be better. He should be your number one fantasy pick every single year based on his ability and his size. So
now I have a question for you.
Yes.
How, just off the top of your head, how many years do you think DK Metcalf has played in the?
5 or 6. No, wait. Did he? I don't think he signed his first contract yet.
He's currently, he signed his extension last year. He's currently in his 5th year.
Okay.
How old do you think DK Metcalf is?
26.
26.
Okay. Oh.
How many touchdowns do you think DK Metcalf has caught in his 4 seasons and 11 games? He has not missed a game.
Ooh. He hasn't missed a game?
He has not missed a game.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
I swear I've seen him injured on the field. I swear I've seen it.
He probably has, but he has not missed a game.
That's cool. 4 seasons, never missed a game. So we're talking 64 games, but you add the other game.
He's played 77 regular season games.
77 games. Oh man, I was originally going to give him around 50 touchdowns, but that's just too high. I'm gonna give him 38 touchdowns.
He's got 41 touchdowns.
Oh, all right, okay.
Right, that's so he's there. How many yards do you think he has in his 4 2/3 seasons?
I'm gonna say the thing is, like I said, he shares He's had some really good years. One year, I think he was ridiculous.
Yeah, he's only made the Pro Bowl once.
He's only made the Pro Bowl once. Okay, so his numbers can't be as ridiculous. I was gonna say about 11 to 12. If Mike Evans has had 10 straight seasons of 1,000 yards,
he's the only person to ever do that, though. So
yeah,
so it's hard to compare him to Mike Evans.
It's so crazy because I don't even see Mike Evans as bad. He's good.
Yeah, he's
good. 1,000 for 10 straight years is very consistent. So, all right, I'm gonna give him around. I'll give him 1,000 every year. So that's a minimum of 4,000. So we're gonna say I'm gonna go with 4,800 yards.
He's at 5,030 yards. He's at 5,030 yards. Never missed a game. 355 receptions, 41 touchdowns. Averages about 65 yards a game. Does not miss a whole lot. He catches 60% of what's thrown to him.
What's 41 touchdowns in 5 years?
Yeah,
that's good. His numbers are gonna. You extrapolate, take that out to a career.
Yeah.
What is the top 5 at? They're like at 121 or something. Not even that. I think Randy Moss has a little bit, maybe 100. We know he's not getting to Jerry Rice. We know that. his records are almost unattainable.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Evans is the highest active touchdown guy, receiving touchdown. He's got 91 receiving touchdowns.
Up there.
Yes, he is. But yeah, no, DK Metcalf, he's great. But he you know what? He's one of those guys because he's so tall and he's so fast. And you think, man, he should, like you said, lead everything.
Everything.
And he's always had a pretty good quarterback with him. He had Russ in his prime, and Geno's been good. Geno was a Pro Bowler last year, good this year.
Yeah.
But they are also a team that has had weapons because
you
had Lockett, but then
his whole career has had Lockett there.
But you also had what's his face for so long. The other little guy that they have on receiver on their team. I can't remember off the top of my head.
They had Golden Tate at 1.2.
Well, you had Golden Tate, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, him. Passing, rushing, and receiving touchdowns.
Steve Largen's a little bit before my time. No?
Yeah, just a little bit.
When I think of Seattle wide receivers, then Steve Largent and then everyone else.
Well, Lockett and Metcalf, I guess maybe they didn't have. I can't remember what that dude's name is. It's gonna really bug me too. Maybe he retired by then.
Like I said, I know Golden Tate was on that team with all three of them. So at one point it was locked Golden Tate. No, DK might not even been on that team because that was early Russ.
Yeah, no, never mind. I don't know who I was thinking of, but anyway, yeah, he's good. He's always been good. He had an amazing game, 3 touchdowns, and a ton of yards, and I don't.
For a half though.
Yeah, well, he got behind the secondary twice, and like Gino didn't have to do too much to get it to him. Just kind of, lob it out there, because he was behind everybody on the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys forgot he was there or something. I don't know.
But looking at this thing, like he had a good game, a really good game. But to me, it should have been better. 6 receptions, 134 yards, and one of those was a 74-yard catch and run.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have a hard time saying you need to be better than 6, 135, and 3.
Yeah, the 3 touchdowns is what I think really does it. But yeah, I'm like, that man needs 10 catches. You know what I mean? Like a guy of that hot, that good, he needs 10 catches. I'm looking at in the Colts game, Michael Pittman Jr. had 11 receptions. These are the numbers that I need to see from DK Metcalf. Like, if you are that guy, and he is that guy, I need large reception numbers. I need at least, first of all, you need at least 10 targets. And of those 10 targets, you need to catch at least 8 of them. 9 to be really good. But you know what I mean? You need the targets and the catches. What's more, DJ Moore gets that many targets and that many catches almost in a game when Fields is in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like talking about the Cowboys, especially nothing positive about them. Yeah. But they won the game.
They won. There's a lot of yellow laundry thrown in that game where it's just like, come on. I think I saw the Cowboys are great. I really think the Cowboys are a very good team.
Yeah, I'll give them that. I will definitely give them very good.
But you're that much better when you get 10 first downs from penalty, right? It felt like it was just so many. Might not have been 10, it might have been 8, but it was a lot. All right, so that was Thursday. Cowboys say, hey, we can beat a team. And then on Sunday, my favorite game of Sunday, and we don't have to talk about it at all, was the Chargers won 6-0 against the Patriots. We're gonna just keep on going.
No, I think we have to talk about that, right?
Okay.
I think we have to talk. One thing that we haven't talked about on this show, and me and you know this, is that I kind of got a little bit of hate for Justin Herbert. I kind of got a little bit of hate.
You do have hate for Justin Herbert.
And it has nothing to do with his game. I think he is, talent-wise, a top 5 quarterback. It would be hard for me to find 4 quarterbacks that have more talent than Justin Herbert. And statistically, he is excellent. My problem is, and I've said this to you, but I'm telling it to the world, he doesn't win when it counts. I need winners. I need winners.
He won this week.
He did win. He
didn't turn over the ball. They moved it. Now, so I'm going to say this. The Patriots are the first team since the 1920s to allow 10 or fewer points in 3 straight games and lose. Right? The Patriots don't let people score on them. They just don't. They have a strong defense.
But the Giants scored 10.
Okay.
If the Giants could score 10 with Tom DeVito, now granted they had 3 interceptions. One was returned almost back to the house. But I expect more from Herbert. And I saw the highlights of that game because I didn't watch the game. I don't know who watched the game. Why would you? His wide receivers were dropping passes once again.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. They should have had it. They won, but I thought they should have just absolutely steamrolled the Patriots, regardless of how good their defense is. That team is much better than the Patriots' defense is.
The Chargers got their whole 5th win, right? I mean, they're only 5-7. They're out of the playoffs. They're not sneaking in the playoffs this year. But yeah, the Patriots didn't turn over the ball, so that's probably why they only scored. A strong defense and a good punt game makes it harder.
Yeah, I saw a stat. Now I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like the teams who have allowed the lowest amount of points scored in the last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I think, was the San Francisco 49ers, and number two was the Patriots. One team is 4-0 in that time. The other team is 0-4, which to me was a ridiculous stat, and I was like, that sucks. But is the reason why I think Bill Belichick will stay again, because I think he enjoys that. That's the part of football that he loves. That chess match with defense and holding really good teams to low. So I still think he has a love for the game. The offensive side, he needs to just literally relinquish it. And maybe even like you said, I think you said before, the GM duties. Pick your defensive guys, but allow someone else to handle the offense. Don't even sit in those meetings. Just stay away. Let someone else make the pick. And I don't know. They're going to say that they need a quarterback. If I'm the Patriots, I'm getting Marvin Harrison Jr. I can't. I'm just throwing it out there. They have not drafted a wide receiver in a long time ever. Really, really, like they always miss on that guy. This is a chance I believe, to not miss and then get a quarterback in the second round, especially if you're not sold on any of the top picks now. I don't think you can miss with Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think that they're going to pick number 2. There's no way that they don't pick number 2 unless the Panthers win and they wind up picking number 1.
Yes, that's probably the only scenario where they don't pick number 2. I will say this about the Patriots. What if the Patriots did this? There is an older quarterback who is a free agent this year, who has always been good. He's injured right now.
Yep.
And once that Achilles heals, Kirk Cousins is a free agent.
He's going to be sought after by other teams too. I don't think he's going to be sought after.
I agree. But if the Patriots have a championship winning caliber defense right now, as far as like
nothing on offense,
they have nothing on offense. They don't really have a coordinator. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have any weapons. Ramondre Stevenson, maybe.
That's what I'm trying to say. Nothing that you're saying entices. If I'm Kirk Cousins, entices me to play in New England. What entices me is Atlanta. I get to play in a dome. I get to play with talent at all levels.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really care if we win. We're not going to be great. But, and I play in a division where the winner of that division could be 8-8, 9-7, and win the division for now until 5-6 years from now.
Well, let's talk
quarterback away.
Let's talk about the NFC South leaders. The Atlanta Falcons at 6-6.
Yep.
They whooped up on the Jets. They won 13-8.
That's a whooping these years because the football has not been great. I believe
Desmond Ridder is not a good quarterback. He's not a starting caliber quarterback.
Not.
I'm sorry. But on the flip side, the Jets ran Tim Boyle out there, who's not a starting quarterback. They ran Trevor Siemian out there, who's not a starting quarterback.
The Jets are absolutely dysfunctional, and as a Giants fan, I love it. I love it. I don't hate on the Jets, but watching that team be dysfunctional is a Giants fan just dream, because they told Zach Wilson, don't even suit up, basically. You're the third string quarterback for this game, which to me kind of tells me you're the third string quarterback for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
That by not making him 2 and putting him 3, you say you are the third string. You're done. You're done. Yes. You're gonna hold the clipboard. Barring injury, don't expect to come back in until the reports come out this week. Reports that Robert Saleh might want to go back to Zach Wilson, but Zach Wilson is like, nah,
I'm good.
Nope, I wasn't coming back in, and I made peace with that. That's also, to me, that's one of the craziest things. I wish I can go to my boss and my boss asks me to do something. I go, I'm good. I think I'm gonna stay on lunch break for 4 more hours. I'm gonna get paid on the clock, but I'm not. Don't expect me to do any work.
All right, are you ready? We're gonna, don't look it up. We're gonna play.
All right.
Which quarterback threw it from the Jets and the Falcons? I'm gonna read a line, and you're gonna say, "Oh, that was Desmond Ridder, Tim Boyle, or Trevor Siemian." All right.
The three of them throw me off. Okay.
Here comes the line: 14 for 25, 148 yards, an interception, sacked once. Was that Desmond Ridder, Tim Boyle, or Trevor Siemian?
Oh my God! The sack. To me, it can't be Tim Boyle because the stat line is good enough to where you wouldn't bench him in that case, right? That's how I feel. It's not a great stat line, but it's not horrible. Like, I wouldn't bench a guy for that. So I'm going to say Desmond Ridder with the win with that stat line.
All right. Here's the next line. 12 of 27. 1 touchdown.
This is bench. Oh, touchdown. Okay.
1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 3 sacks. So you said the first one was Desmond Ridder. So this is either Tim.
I'm switching now. Now I'm going. First one is Siemian. Second one is Ridder.
Okay.
That seems like a winning quarterback's numbers. No interceptions, a touchdown. Now all those misses are absolutely horrible.
Now here's the third line, and it's roughly a half of football. 5 for 13 for 66 yards, 3 sacks. So you said the first one was Siemian.
No. The first one's got to be Boyle.
Okay.
Now I'm confused. Because I said no. The first one's got to be Siemian because you can't bench a guy with those numbers. So I'm going to say the first one is Siemian, the second one is Ridder. That last one right there was Boyle.
You're almost right. The first one was Tim Boyle, 14 to 25, 148, and a pick. Second one was Desmond Ridder, 12-27, 121, a touchdown, and a winning effort and sacked 3 times. And then Trevor Siemian, 5 of 13 for 66 yards.
I don't see why. Now you're just trying things because, yes, Boyle wasn't having a great game, but it wasn't horrible. You see what I'm saying? He had 1 interception. He got sacked once or twice, and he was 15 for 27?
14 for 25, yeah.
14 to 25.
He just threw a pick. I don't even know when the pick occurred. I don't know if it was no picks are good, but I don't know if they were like in Falcons territory.
It could have been into the half. I don't know where it was either, but I'm just saying those numbers aren't bench worthy, in my opinion. 148 in playing a half, that means he was on pace for at least 250 yards throwing, which is a solid game.
Yep.
Now I'm wondering, what are the Jets doing?
I don't know.
Like,
I have no idea. They're terrible. Like, is Nathaniel Hackett a fraud? Is he a fraud of an offensive coordinator? Was he? Because I'm gonna be real honest, the flipping Packers, who I despise, what's his name? Their head coach. He runs the offense. I can't think of his name off the top of my head because I can't think of his name. Oh God! And it's gonna force me. It's gonna screw up my whole algorithm here. I'm gonna have to look up. I'm gonna get Packers advertising now because I can't think of his name, and that's just how it goes. Matt LaFleur.
Oh yes.
Matt LaFleur has been running the offense there. Nathaniel Hackett was the OC.
He's good.
Right? Nathaniel Hackett gets the job at Denver last year because he was the OC for Aaron Rodgers.
And they wanted to get Aaron Rodgers from Green
Bay
they definitely
that was definitely the hire. That's why they did that.
Yep.
And that's why they were so eager to fire him when he was terrible and they didn't have Aaron Rodgers.
Correct. Fired him quick too. They go with the quickness.
And then the Jets did the same damn thing. And then Aaron Rodgers, took 3 snaps, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, is Nathaniel Hackett? I hate calling people frauds or not, whatever, because it's not an easy job. There's only 32 of them, and he's done okay at it. But is he not as good? Is he the product of Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur?
Yes. Comparing him to his peers, he is not that good. But we all know in work, in any job, it's really not about what you know, but who you know.
That is true as well.
He just happens to know a 2-time MVP. One of the best.
I think it's more than 2. I think he's like a 4-time MVP.
Oh my God! Yeah, but he happens to know him, and that guy vouches for him.
So, and that guy likes him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably because lets him do whatever.
So it's not about what you know; it's about who you know. Well, since we're talking about OCs, I think when talking about OCs, you have to talk about Bieniemy.
Yes.
Right? For years, we said he was the OC on Kansas City, and Andy Reid was doing all the play calling, and it was really Mahomes' show, and Bieniemy was there for the ride, right? Mm-hmm. He leaves and goes to Washington. That offense does not look the same in Kansas City. And we can talk about talent. They had pretty much the same talent last year and still look better than they currently do. And whatever he's doing with Sam Howell in Washington is working. They're not winning games, but that offense looks better. Sam Howell looks like an NFL quarterback, unlike other players around this league. So you kind of got to go, he's got to be doing something. Whatever he's doing, it works.
I'll be real honest. The fact that Washington is bad kind of surprises me when you look at the face value of the talent, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that Sam Howell has played as well as he has, and then they have Scary Terry McLaurin, and they have
Curtis Samuel,
Brian Robinson Jr. They have
Logan as the tight end, a good tight end. They have a solid team.
They just don't win. But back to Bieniemy. Yes, I never understood why he didn't get head coaching opportunities. And
I can see.
And I remember you saying to me 2 years ago, he should come be an assistant head coach for the Giants, and then earn a chance to be the head coach. I'm like, why would he want? Why does he have to do that?
Yes,
when everyone else is they're just throwing head coaching jobs at any schmuck that is running offense. Why does he have to do that? And then he got that exact opportunity that you were talking about, almost like they were listening to you, and I don't understand why that had to happen.
He was never going to get out of the shadow of Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And it's hard it's hard. Sometimes you just have to get out of that person's shadow to really expand, to let people see, oh no, you really, because I think that was the problem. People looked at him and said, you're not really that good. It's really Andy Reid doing everything. No, you have to show them, no, it's me. And it sucks that it does, because some people don't. Some people just ride the coattails of a Belichick. But granted, those guys are never defensive guys. The defensive coaches from him don't get the jobs. It's always the OC, the Romeo Crennels,
they just have to have Tom Brady for.
Yes, exactly. But the defensive guys never get any credit because everyone assumes it's being done by Bill Belichick.
I need to poke one hole in your Bieniemy theory, because the offensive coordinator prior to Eric Bieniemy was one Mr. Matthew Nagy. And he got hired to come be the head coach of the Bears to lead their young second-year quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. So he wasn't the OC there for Patrick Mahomes, right? He was the OC there for Alex Smith's last year, which was Alex Smith's best year. And remember in the playoffs, they were winning, and then they had a mighty collapse, and they lost. And then when Matt Nagy got hired, they're like, "Oh, the idiot that couldn't win that game, couldn't call a winning drive or whatever." Right? He got a job, no problem being Andy Reid's OC. And then he had no problem returning to be Andy Reid's OC after Eric Bieniemy left.
That's true. That's true.
So,
but like you said, though, but you did say this. He didn't have what it could be considered that crutch. And he did have Alex Smith in Alex Smith's best year. He did have a young Tyreek Hill, I believe, was still on that team. And I think Kelsey was, so he had all the pieces, but that Mahomes piece, right? So in that case, it looks as if Nagy got the best out of Alex Smith, right? That's what it looks like. Whereas when what's name goes there, it's his rookie year, not his rookie year, but the first year he started, it's like, oh, you just inherited this grand piece, and you didn't even architect it because you had no choice. You didn't pick the guys. You didn't do anything. All you did was come in and did what Andy Reid did. Now, I don't think that's the truth. I just think that's the perception of what people have in this league. And you hope that that's the reason why they didn't pick him, and not because he's black. But you hope that's it. But
I got a big shrug right now.
I understand.
When it looks man, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and looks like a duck, it's usually a duck, right? And like how can that not be the first thing you think of, because of the way the NFL has operated for so long, and it has treated black coaching candidates and
the thing is, they'll give them a defensive coach job. It's controlling the offense, which is the tough part, so all of your black coaches in the NFL made the ranks from defense. They did DeMeco Ryan, Jatad Bowles, your Vance Josephs. That's where they come.
What about our shell? Where was our shell?
Where is he? He's Oakland,
dead?
Right?
He was a Raiders head coach. What was he?
Yeah, Raiders head coach.
Oh no, he's not dead. He's still alive. I thought he had died.
He played offensive tackle. Oh,
I'm thinking of who we said they were. Who was that guy?
Which one?
Crown their asses. The Cardinals head coach. What was his
name? Denny. Right?
Dennis Green, yeah.
Yeah. I think he was a offensive-minded coach.
I'm looking. I got it right here. I got to click in Wikipedia. Don't know off the top of my head. Barely remember names.
Green.
He was an offensive line coach. Line coach, interim head coach, offensive line coach, head coach. So it's not like he was a coordinator of any variety.
No. Those offensive line coaches get jobs as well too. But
yeah. I don't know. I think it's a bum ramp. I never understood why he was the one that would have to prove himself as a viable head coach. And you say the offensive thing, and it makes me oh god, I don't even know if we want to get into this, but the whole the reason there aren't black quarterbacks is because it's a thinking man's position, right? You got to be smart to be able to think. Like, what the hell are we doing? Mm-hmm. And it reeks of that. Now that you say it,
yeah, it does. And I've always thought like, you got to coach the defense if you want to be black and get the head coaching job in the NFL. Defense don't allow it. all day long.
And we talked about him last time. Byron Leftwich, he was a big head coaching candidate that year.
That's another thing, yes.
And we just wanted more out of the Jags position. And they're like, nah, we'll give it to this dipshit, Urban Meyer.
I like that Peterson. Oh, no. They fired him. They gave him Doug Peterson versus him, right? They didn't hire. Was it Urban Meyer? They gave the job to him.
Yeah, because Leftwich got fired the same year they hired Doug Peterson.
Yeah, you're right. He was looking for jobs that offseason.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that was a rough. Oh, the Urban Meyer thing was bad.
Or was it Urban? I don't know.
No, Urban Meyer's before Doug Peterson. It definitely was Urban Meyer.
Yeah. So Byron Leftwich. Yeah. I don't know. Who am I to say? But
I listen. Day after when they what is it Black Monday or whatever they call it.
Yep.
They gotta sit there and say, sorry, Ron, you're out the door.
Oh, he's definitely got to be fired.
Ron has got to go. And in that same vein, it needs to be that they've hired Bieniemy to go. Now, I don't think they can. I think legally they actually have to have a like post the job. So I don't think they. So yes, they kind of have to go. But if it's not Bieniemy, I'm filing a grievance with the NFL the next day because
I'm getting Brian Flores on the phone.
Something's going wrong. So,
yep. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Bieniemy. I think he deserves an opportunity. Real quick, Texans won, beat the Broncos.
That was a good one.
Now that plays in big. Texans are 7-5, and the mighty Horsemen lost yet last night.
And
Trevor Lawrence got hurt.
They said a
high ankle sprain. So
which is usually a 3-week injury.
Jags are 8-4. Texans are 7-5. They're in the same damn conference.
Wait, you forgot one.
Who? Colts?
The Colts. They're 7-5 too, aren't they?
Are the Colts 7-5? Is that even possible?
They're
7-5, all right.
Yes.
I overlooked them because it's Gardner Minshew.
That he just won.
I know they won. I get it. But the Texans, they won too, and they're 7-5, and they have the.
Yeah, but according to the AFC South ranks, the Texans are third in that division.
They must have lost to the Colts. One of their 5 losses.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm like. I would have never thought the Colts. First of all, I thought that the Jaguars are going to run away with this division preseason. I did not see the Houston Texans doing what they're doing. I love watching the Houston Texans play. Tank Dell being out pretty much unless they can make a deep run in the playoffs or playoff run. That's going to hurt them.
But he snapped his fibula.
Oh yeah. Was he snapped his fibula? I know that sideline guy definitely did.
No, yeah, he broke his fibula. He broke his fibula blocking on the goal line. He got caught in a pileup. He's a damn wide receiver. He lined up outside and then had to run in and on a blocking play. He didn't. It was not a play directed towards him. It wasn't a throw to him. He didn't have the ball. He was blocking on the goal line.
That's gonna hurt. I think Nico Collins has the skills to kind of help and pick up the pieces. He did that game when Tank left. He definitely picked up the pieces in that game. So, and as long as CJ Stroud is there, they're in good shape. Like,
yeah, it feels that way, don't it? Like it's crazy to have that much faith in a rookie quarterback or in any. Well, I'm a Bears fan, so it's amazing to have that much faith in any quarterback. Like people have faith in their quarterbacks, but like he just plays so well. It just clicks for him. So they win. The Colts win. The mighty Horsemen lost last night to I don't remember his name. The Bengals quarterback.
Oh, Beathard, right? Was it CJ Beathard?
No.
That CJ Beathard came in for
Lawrence. Jake Browning.
I didn't see the game, but I heard people saying he actually looked good.
32 of 37, 354 yards.
Really good.
And a touchdown. Now, the Bengals did some crazy shit yesterday, which didn't make any sense. They had 2 option passes where Jamar Chase threw a pass for -7 yards, and Tyler Boyd threw a pass that got picked off in the red zone.
It was a horrible pass by Tyler Boyd. If you can't make the pass from sideline to sideline, you can't be in on that play. Someone's got to show me him practicing that play because he missed his receiver by so much.
He threw it right to the defender. The defender didn't have to move.
Just like, oh, thank you. He was the halfway point between hash to hash, and Josh Allen just kind of like, oh, thank you. You have to show me in practice him trying that he can actually make that pass from sideline to sideline. Because I don't think he can. I don't think he has the arm strength.
Now, Browning up to that point had like 1 incompletion. Why are they taking the ball out of this kid's hand? Well, and I say kid, but he's not really a kid. He's but they took the ball out of his hands when there was no need to. He's playing out of his mind. Like, he may not play another game like that, but he had an amazing game. And why did they do that? In fact, there was something that popped up all yesterday, and I had to save it because I thought it was an amazing stat. Let's see if I can find it real fast. Wish I had it queued up, but of course I don't. Here it is. Jake Browning gets his first NFL win on the same day Heisman Trophy finalists are named. Browning finished 6th in the 2016 Heisman voting. I'm gonna start at the number 10 of the Heisman Trophy voting in 2016 and work my way up to 1. Number 10, Dalvin Cook. Number 9, Christian McCaffrey. Number 8, Deontay Foreman. Number 7, Jonathan Allen. Number 6, Jake Browning. Number 5, Jabril Peppers. Number 4, Dede Westbrook. 3, The Bake Show, Baker Mayfield. 2, the other kind of show, Deshaun Watson. And 1, Lamar Jackson.
The other kind of show is that you said?
Yeah. And then Lamar Jackson. He was 6th. There's a potential for there to be at least 2 Hall of Famers in that top 10. If CMC and Lamar.
CMC and Lamar, yeah.
And if it wasn't for that other kind of show,
possibly
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun was on that trajectory.
He was on that path. But you got these guys. That was like a murderer's row. That's like an insane list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus Jonathan Allen, 8. 8 of those guys are all in the NFL right now. That was 7 years ago.
Jabril Peppers, I think, made a Pro Bowl. We know Baker made one. Lamar made one. Deshaun Jackson.
Lamar's a damn MVP. Deshaun Watson's made Pro Bowl. McCaffrey's made Pro Bowl. Cook's made Pro Bowls.
Pro Bowl. Dalvin Cook's Pro Bowl. That's a tough one. That's a tough top 10. But you would expect the best that top 10 to be. You would expect all of them to be Pro Bowls, right?
There's always a Heisman list where it's like, I don't know who Dede Westbrook is, but I'm at, usually there's a list where it's like, oh, it's Joe Burrow, 2, Dede Westbrook, 3, Dede Westbrook the second, 4, Dede Westbrook again, right? Like, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Like, they could be anybody, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's just a crazy list, and Jake Browning is part of it. So, and he won last night. So
Jabril Peppers, you mentioned him, is the one who told Saquon Barkley, I'm glad you guys are lucky that the Patriots are ass.
Yes.
He had to apologize to his team for that.
You're lucky we're ass. And it was mic'd up, and the NFL released it. The NFL has control over that.
That's the part that is the worst of it. Like he's in trouble because other people saw it was funny and decided to go. It was a conversation that he had with a former teammate. They were teammates last year. Mm-hmm. And he had to go in front of his team and apologize to Bill Belichick about the comments that they all probably think.
Yes, they all know where it. Yeah.
And he didn't signal any person out. He didn't say Mac Jones is trash.
We ass.
Said the collective himself.
Yeah. The royal we.
Yes. We are trash.
We're ass.
Yes, we are ass.
You're lucky we ass was the quote, I believe. Oh, and then the 49ers crushed the Eagles.
Ooh, we can't just slide over that. Crushed the Eagles, and the only time I'm happy when the Giants win, really happy. But when the Eagles lose, oh man, it's a different type of happy. Because I know we're trash, right? So even us losing isn't that bad anymore. Because I'm numb to it. I've built up a callus.
Mm-hmm.
Them losing and the way they lost. And I don't know, somehow I got, like you said, now you were going to be on the algorithm for Packers. Somehow on Instagram, I'm on the algorithm for Philly fans. I absolutely hate it, but it keeps coming up. And it's just, they were all upset. I saw one where Shady McCoy was talking about how all these people were going to the game to watch the game, all these Philly people, how it's a travesty and the sports bettors don't know what they're talking about because they had the San Francisco 49ers as 5-point favorites at Philly for the game, which is like, yeah, that's kind of their job. Their job is not only that, to give lines that entices the people that they know are probably going to lose to bet. And that's exactly what it did.
How many Philly fans pounded that? Just poured money.
It.
Like, we're not losing, and if we do lose, it's not by 5.
Exactly. That shows you they know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
They knew where the money was gonna go. That line was enticing to them. But the only way that line had like honestly, like I said, San Francisco's my favorite team. My favorite team this season. They look like a complete team. Been saying it for a while. They stumbled out the gate. They stumbled a little bit, but they're back. When Trent Williams and Debo got injured, and they are a complete team. I don't see a team in this. The 49ers. I don't see a team on any conference that can beat the Niners.
The first two San Francisco possessions of that game, they were both 3 and outs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the Eagles, they figured it out. The Eagles got a field goal, maybe 2 field goals in their possession when they had the ball. But the 49ers punted twice, 3 and outs. Brock Purdy didn't hit anybody. It was like, oh my God, they figured out some sort of scheme. They figured out something that'll keep the 49ers out of the end zone. That was the first quarter. Then the 49ers continued to put up 14, 14, 14 the next 3 quarters. The Eagles got mollywopped, right? Oh, I'm getting mollywopped. That's kind of how it felt. Like, at the Eagles, there's so much, and those two teams hate each other. They hate, and that's what, I love that. I love that. That reminds me of football when I was growing up. Like, I always felt like every team hated the other team. Like, sports is different now just because of social media and how connected and close everything is. And people are praying after games at midfield
together,
and holding hands and kumbaya, and it's all great, fine. Like, I'm happy for you. But like in the 80s, it felt like people were spitting on one another when they walked on the field. Like, brass knuckles were like buried at the 50-yard line for if a case of a fight broke out, right? You know, like, it just felt like a different time. The 49ers and the Eagles feels like that to me. Feels like that could break out. I mean, it did break out into a brawl. The damn Eagles and their head of security dude why is he on the sideline and getting involved?
They said he's getting fined. He's getting fined and suspended from play.
Fine and suspended, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Like, he shouldn't, but he's probably from Philadelphia. So you can't trust any of them. They want to fight. All of them want to fight.
They had a big expose on him. That dude specifically last year, right around the draft, because he's the guy that they send out to do all the background checks on like the people they want to draft, right? Like, and he gave the thumbs up to the Eagles on Jalen Carter. Like, he's, even though he may or may not have been involved in vehicular homicide and fled the scene and all these other things, I think he's still an okay dude. I can vouch for him. Like, he's that guy. Like, but they had a big expose on him. Like, I don't even know what his name is, but he looks like Vinny. Here's Vinny, right? A Lou, maybe he's like a Lou.
A Lou, he definitely.
Yeah, it's like, where does the skull end and the shoulders begin? Don't know. It's Lou.
That's a quintessential look that a Lou has.
Yes. Yeah. If Brian Dayball's name wasn't Brian Dayball and I just saw him, I'd say, hey, he looks like a Lou. Does he have a bunch of pinky rings and zero neck? Yeah, it's Lou.
The funny thing about Brian Dayball is, I've seen pictures of him, like when he first came into the league. If you saw you wouldn't know it was Brian Dayball. Like, he looked cool with that. He grew that beard out to help to cover the second chin, like
you have to, yes, like you do.
It's kind of what we do, right? So he grew that out, but before that, he didn't have the beard, right? Because he didn't have a second chin. He just had a goatee. When you see Brian Daboll with the goatee, you wouldn't know. You couldn't pick up. Like, it's like, oh, one of these guys is Brian Daboll. You wouldn't know who he was.
I thought
now he's Lou, so now you know who he is.
I thought you were going to say his first, right after he got hired by the Giants, and he went to like the how the NFL has like the head coaches conference or retreat, and they all get together and take a picture. Mm-hmm. And that dude was sunburned. Like, there's Brian Daboll. He's shiny and red from the top of his dome all the way down to his neck, and it's not the red from the hypertension that he probably runs around with, but he's red from the sun. Like, somebody forgot to tell him to put a hat on or something. Like, pack a hat when you go out to this retreat. You spend a lot of time outside and stuff. No, then that picture makes me laugh every time I see it, because there's like all these. Well, there's Matt Rules in that picture too, and he's a train wreck of a human being. But there's Dayball, and that dude, he's like the 5'8" version of Kingpin from the Spider-Verse. It's there he is. Yeah. Anywho, Lou getting suspended. Good for him. Right. We need to talk about the upcoming week. I glossed over the Packers winning.
I'm not going to let you not talk about the Packers beating the Chiefs.
I'm going to tell you what, man, they look good. Like, I hate to admit it, but the Packers look good. Like, I don't think the Packers are good, but they looked good. They looked like a good winning team, and Jordan Love looked like a good quarterback. With the first 8 games of the season, he looked like he didn't.
Like he never played. Like he hadn't got to play.
Like, I don't know. I'm a quarterback, right? Minus that game against the Bears, because the Bears played zero defense in the second half. They just kind of, the linebackers all laid down and let the tight ends do whatever they wanted to. But Jordan Love, the last like 3 or 4 games, has looked really good. I've watched way more Packers games than I want to because I live in Wisconsin. Jordan Love, next time you watch any highlights of his or watch a game, never throws a pass with his feet firmly planted on the ground. He is always doing a fadeaway jumper when he throws.
Never good. Good.
Always. He's always fading away on his throws. Every throw, he is falling backwards away from the offensive line. I don't know why. I don't know how he's still accurate. I don't know how he gets anything under the ball.
I thought the same thing about Pat Mahomes when I used to watch him play.
Mm-hmm.
His feet never looked planted when he threw his passes. Like, he threw his better passes, feet not underneath him, always running away. He looked like he always threw his best passes that. Now I see him do it. It's just what he does. But when he first came into the league, it was the thing that all the NFL quarterbacks were saying, he doesn't have his feet under him. He's got to get better. But now you see it and you go, okay, that's just how he throws the ball. Maybe that's one of the things with Love. That's how he throws the ball.
It's so weird. You watch him; he'll do a 3-step drop, be in the pocket, unmoved, and then it's like for 3, like that fadeaway, like when you're throwing paper into the wastebasket, it's like the Nerf hoop, it's like Jordan, right? Like it's always that. It's always this weird fadeaway for no reason, and it drives me insane. But yeah, he's looked really good. The Packers look good. They beat Kansas City. Kansas City did not look good.
They've got problems. They've got problems that cannot be fixed in the time that they have left.
Nope. What they need to have happen is Matt Nagy to get fired, Eric Bieniemy to come back.
As OC?
Yeah. But like you said, though, they're the same team they were last year, minus who'd they get rid of that went to the Patriots, the wide receiver?
Juju Smith-Schuster?
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Oh, you can take him.
Exactly. That's the only difference. That's literally the only difference. They actually got a better receiver in the draft, in Rashee Rice, who's still green, but he's a better receiver than Juju Smith-Schuster, right?
Yep. The team is the same. They got rid of the Edwards-Helaire experiment. They had him running him out as the starting running back. And now they have Isaiah Pacheco, who is playing great
He's
ball.
Great, yeah. He's really good.
So they have a better team, you could say.
You think?
Or at least the same that they had last year. And look completely.
Yeah, they're just not the same.
This team could not beat the Eagles team they played last year in the Super Bowl. Could not happen.
No, not as they're currently constructed. But I don't know if the Eagles, as they currently exist, could beat the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, this year's Chiefs, yes. Last year's,
Maybe
year's Chiefs, the Chiefs this year are worse than what the Eagles. The Eagles
you're right.
Have the best record in NFL, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. They do.
So they have not looked like themselves, and that's what I think a lot of people keep saying. The Eagles were 10-2 and still have not played their best football. They have not put a complete game together. I don't know if they're capable of it. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I think that 10-2 is like fool's gold. I mean, I think they're very good. They have very good players. They're just something about them. Like, man, they lost both their coordinators. Like, they lost some key players, some key people. Like, it's just not the same. I don't know.
No, it's not. Not the same.
And the Chiefs, not the same either.
I couldn't let you just not talk about the Packers. If I got to talk about the Cowboys and the Eagles, you got to talk about the Packers.
That's fine. I think people are more interested in the Cowboys, the Eagles, than they are the Packers. I think the Packers are just whatever. All right. Well, we got here, so now we need to talk about the upcoming week, Week 14. Week 14 has 2 Monday night games. I don't know why. One of them features the New York Football Giants.
We had a Monday night game? Oh, no.
Versus the aforementioned Packers.
Good.
But we'll get to that because we got to go Thursday. Whoa! And this is America's game of the week right here. Al Michaels is going to do nothing but praise this game and its high quality. The Steelers at home are... I wrote +6, but there's no way they're 6-point dogs.
There's no way.
I had to have written that wrong. Let me look. There's just no way. There's no way Mitch Trubisky makes
out there. They're throwing it back up.
No, they're 6-point favorites. I just wrote it wrong.
Okay.
The Steelers are 6-point favorites versus the Patriots. Now, the Patriots only allowed 6 last week. And now here's do you want to know how good Las Vegas is at making spreads? Do you know what the spread was for the Patriots and the Chargers?
6.5.
Patriots were +6.
So wait, it was a push.
It's just a push.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! It took all money.
It was a push.
Oh.
So we got the Steelers at -6 versus Patriots, who have not allowed more than 10 points in a game in almost a month, have not scored more than 10 points in a game in almost a month.
I would rather like to see the bet on how many times they're going to talk about games that happened in the past for these two teams versus the current game that they're actually watching.
Now, to show you how bad this game is, last Thursday during the game, they were showing the previews, and it was like the Patriots and the Steelers, and they show a person from each team. They had Kenny Pickett for the Steelers, who isn't playing because he broke his ankle or whatever, and they're like, I don't know, throw Bill Belichick up there. And a picture of Bill Belichick. They didn't even have a player to throw up there. That's how bad the Patriots are. They could have been like, we put up Ramondre Stevenson, no one knows what he looks like. Who are we going to put up here? Who are we going to... Lawyer Malloy. They're going to pull up somebody from the 90s and put him up there. Ben Coates. Tom Brady. They're just a picture of Tom Brady. Like they had no one to put up, so they put up Bill Belichick in like the preview.
That's bad.
That is bad. Who you got?
Oh my gosh.
Trubisky versus Zappy.
What the Steelers defense is going to do to Zappy is going to haunt his nightmares for weeks after. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Nope.
Once again, I don't know how they get score points. However they score points, they're going to score points, I guess.
I don't know. They didn't score points this last week. They lost this last week.
It's 16 points still.
It's terrible.
I don't think they're 16-point good. They've won games with less points than that this year.
That's true. The Steelers are not 16 points good. The Patriots are definitely not 16 points good.
No.
And 16 points is terrible. However,
whoever scores 16 points in this game wins. Hands
down.
God.
Like it'll be 16-0 at the half, and everybody's pulling starters because there's no way anybody can win.
What's the combined total? Like,
what's the over/under on this one?
What's the over/under?
The over/under is 29.5.
I'm taking the under for sure.
It's not even 30 points. They don't think these two teams can combine for 30 points. They're
for sure taking the under.
They're daring you to bet that they can combine for 30 points.
They know something that we don't know. That just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're making me. There's no way this team's going to score. These teams can score 30 points.
That's why I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, you see, are you betting or betting? Are you picking?
Oh, I'm picking based on I want them to get another win just to widen that gap between the Panthers and the Patriots.
Okay.
I want the final two games of the season to not matter whether the Panthers are going to like,
because some of those teams will already give up, and they'll give up their that's what you don't want. That you don't want.
I want a nice solid tank lead, right? I want the 1-14 Panthers going into week 17 and 18, and then the 3 or the 4 and whatever. The 3-win Patriots. I want the 3-win Patriots. I just named it to be 3. I think 3 is the right number.
Got a chance.
All right. Coming off of the bye, we have your Chicago Bears. 3-point dogs hosting the Lions. Only 3.
3. Wow. I'm not sure about this one. Like the Lions are a better team. In my opinion, the Lions are a better team.
Yes, they are.
But
not gonna
divisional matchups are tough.
Yes.
And the last game, they probably should have beat the Lions last time.
Yes, they should have.
See, oh man. But like I said, I'm going for the better team here. I'm going Lions.
I was gonna say before say anything, let me read you something I just read.
Lions are spotting the Bears 7 points. That's
No. Damn it. I'm not going to be able to find it. I got this other throwaway line here. Since week 4, among 36 qualified quarterbacks with at least 100 dropbacks, Fields ranks 6th in yards per attempt, 3rd in passer rating, 5th in highly accurate throw rate. I don't know how that's calculated. And 2nd in adjusted completion rate.
Goff has not looked great.
And Goff has not looked good. Week. And the Bears' defense has been trending up ever since they got Montez Sweat. It's like it's like the concept of having somebody be able to rush the passer makes the defense more dynamic.
Without having to blitz 5.
Without having to blitz 5, yeah, exactly.
That is the key. Because if you can get to the quarterback with 4, oh my God, you can actually do stuff on defense. The linebackers can be, your blitzing looks better. Like everything looks better if you can just get some pressure on the quarterback. And Montez Sweat's where he's coming from. Isn't he coming up the middle? Right?
No, he's coming off the end.
Coming off the edge? Okay.
But I'll tell you what, the Bears, they got one of their big free agent signings was Billings from Tennessee, I believe. He's a DT. He was always like a rotational guy. They signed him to a 1-year prove-it deal, and he's looking like he might be a Pro Bowler, and they already extended him. And they drafted 2 DTs, both kind of works in progress, but the big one that has been just every week getting better and better is Gervon Dexter Sr. From Florida, and they drafted him. And so, if you're any sort of sports fan and you go online, you know instantly how surrounded you are by absolute experts on everything possible regarding everything. Mm-hmm. And so every Bears analyst in air quotes that spent $8 to buy a blue check mark on Twitter would have told you that Gervon Dexter Jr. or Sr. was unable to rush the passer because he had the slowest get off in all of college football. It took him forever. When he was asked to do something totally different, and even though the experts say, well, if you look, he was asked to mirror the offensive lineman, so he always had to wait and see. He was never in attack mode. He was always in whatever. Yeah, whatever. And he's proving to be a good young defensive tackle. But anyway, that defensive line, much better. The linebackers, much better. And that all makes the defensive backs better. And Jalen Johnson has been one of the top cornerbacks in all of football this entire season. He's on a contract year.
You know, I like Fields.
Yep.
But I am also like, it's getting to the point where when the game is on the line, I'm waiting for something dumb to happen. I'm waiting for a fumble to happen.
Welcome to 3 years of Justin Fields. Yeah.
So it's like I want to trust him because I really like him, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the games as they get close. You can't, and I don't know. But I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's the play calling when they were up when they had that lead against Detroit. They shouldn't have took the foot off the gas, but it feels like the play calling just got very conservative, and they lost.
Run, pass, punt. Run, pass, punt.
And I'm like, and I hate that. I absolutely hate playing with the lead in the NFL when you are a team that doesn't have a dynamic offense. Because teams with dynamic offenses don't do that.
Yeah,
they don't. That's a team that I'm happy I'm in the lead. Let's just run clock out. Because I don't know what we kind of have back there, right?
Let's play not to lose.
Yes, because we don't really have much. We're happy we're in the lead right now. Let's do whatever we can to protect this lead.
Yes.
Instead of going out there and winning the game on this drive. So that's the one thing that's another way you can think about it, which I think good teams think about it. We're just going to win the game on this drive. The game, they will not get the ball back. We'll get the first downs that we need, and we'll call it a day. If we have to punt it, we have to punt it. We'll do something, but we're not going to stop running our offense.
Yeah.
And I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's the Bears that do that or it's just Fields in those situations. But yeah, until I see that, and I've seen he's giving it to us, but I think this year I'm seeing too much of the game slipping away from him in the last minute. But oh man, Goff has not looked good the last couple. This last week was a good week for him, but I still got to go with Lions because I think they're the better team at home too, right?
No, it's in Chicago.
Oh, it's in Chicago, yo. Man. Ooh, okay. In Chicago changes things. What's the weather? What's the weather forecast looking
Supposed to
like?
snow.
Really?
Yes. Supposed to be
Oh,
cold and snow.
I'm going Bears because I don't think Goff is gonna have it. It's gonna
Wow.
slow. It's gonna
Yeah,
slow
he's
Amon Ra. It's gonna
California
slow
boy.
Amon Ra just a little bit. It's gonna slow him down just a little bit. They're gonna have to take like 5 yards for 40. Like that's the type of game it's gonna be. It's gonna be a Bears type of game. And you're right. The defense is playing better. They're at home. I think they can win that game. If it's a cold game, yeah, it's gonna be tough for Goff
Both
to
teams have good
counteract that.
rushing offenses. They both have decent backs. The Bears defense is the number one against the rush defense in
But
football right now.
Detroit's not going to be able to stop the run when it's coming from the quarterback position.
No.
They're not good, which is a heavy part of his game, and they're going to need it. They're going to need it in that type of environment, and I just don't think Goff is going to have it. Yeah, that's going to turn the tide. I'm going to put the Bears there.
I don't do this very often, unless it's entirely in jest. But I'm gonna give you a Justin Fields. I hope this is the line for the week. I hope it's like 18 for 26, 18 for 27, something like that. 180 yards, maybe 210, maybe a touchdown passing. I want to see him get 80 yards on the ground and a touchdown running, no turnovers. If he does that, and they run the ball, they win the game 27 to whatever.
Yes, I definitely see him getting 80 yards, maybe more. This is a 100-yard game for him.
I want him to get right around that 300 combined yards. I don't care if he gets them passing. I don't care if he gets them running. I like it. Go ahead.
I also want to see the running back run the ball this game. I think there needs to be like 25 throws in that environment for him might be too much. Like maybe 18 to 20 is where I would like to see with 14 completions maybe. I'd rather
go ahead.
I'd rather see them do that.
You know who's a real violent runner on the Chicago Bears and like throws caution to the wind? Is Roschon Johnson. And that guy, he reminds me a bit of like Bullet Bill off of Super Mario Brothers. He just kind of runs, and he'll run over a guy, and he doesn't care. I like that. He has been penalized by the league for unnecessary roughness for running the ball and putting his head down, which they're calling on people, which is so ridiculous. All right, we both got the Bears. Falcons are hosting the Bucks. They're 2.5-point favorites. Desmond Ridder and that juggernaut versus the Big Show and that juggernaut.
I'm going Buccaneers.
I think you have to. I don't even understand how the Falcons are favorite there because they're terrible. Their offense is so bad. Bengals hosting the Colts. Bengals coming off the win are only 1-point dogs.
That's the respect for the quarterback after the game he just had.
I guess.
You got him and you got Jamar Chase back. You got the team pretty much back, right? And a quarterback.
minus your superstar quarterback.
Minus their quarterback. But they have a quarterback. Their backup played a solid game. Like you said, it made it be the best game that he ever plays in his career. But we get to see it again. And the Colts are good, not great. Going Bengals.
I'm going to go Colts. I just think that I still see how the Bengals win.
I don't think the Colts have more than the Jags have on defense either. And they still put up 36 points on them with the backup. That's how I look at it. I'm like, all right, I'm going Bengals, and there we go.
It's all week to week, though. We got the Browns hosting the Jags. The Browns are favorites, 3-point favorites.
We don't know what this Jaguars team is without Trevor Lawrence. That sample size we got, you kind of have to go with the Browns. And if the Jags win, you'll take that because smart play is definitely going to be on the Browns. Right? That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Browns. If the Jags surprise me, they surprise me. But I think the smart play is the Browns there.
I think the Browns is the right pick, even with Joe Flacco in there. The Jags, without Oh, the Jags are missing not only Mighty Horseman, but also
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk, yeah,
Yep.
who they said he tore an abdominal muscle. There was
Like
mighty speculation on Twitter that it was a testicular thing. As
Of course, that's what it was.
I don't know. I didn't zoom in, but it looked painful. Whatever it was. Saints at home, 5.5-point favorites versus the Bryce Young Panthers.
I have to ask a question before we do it. If you had to choose between watching the Steelers versus the Patriots or the Saints versus the Panthers, what game would you pick?
Do I have vested interest in the Panthers like I do right now, or am I just the average viewer?
But you've got vested interest in both games.
Yeah, but not like the Panthers. I want to I want to actively see the Panthers lose.
Okay. Oh man, I don't know which game is worse. I am so disappointed in the Saints.
The Saints are probably without Derek Carr as well because he has a concussion and rib injury from this last game.
Yeah, but I kind of want to see Jameis throw 2 interceptions and throw 2 touchdowns. We know that's what Jameis Winston is. He is like, do you remember Jerry Seinfeld, Even Steven?
Yes.
That's Jameis Winston. If he throws 4 touchdowns, he's going to throw 4 interceptions. It's just a matter of when they come.
Yes.
Like, that's just who he is. So I'm actually interested in actually watching the Saints Panthers, and yeah, I think the Saints. Yeah. This is the Panthers' chance, but I don't think. I thought they had a better chance last week against.
Last week was their chance to ride the high. We got rid of the terrible Frank Reich, right? Like, let's do it, guys, and then,
They just lost.
They couldn't do it, and they weren't playing anybody special. They just couldn't win. They played the Buccaneers, right? They couldn't win that.
Yep, they played the Bucs.
Then we have the Jets, 6-point dogs, hosting the Texans.
Oh, yep. The Texans are playing in Jersey.
In Jersey, and they're favored by
a touchdown. Now I'm worried about this game. MetLife Field, what it does to knees and ankles. I don't want to put that out there, but it was voted the worst. It was voted the worst field in the NFL by the players. Right? Mm-hmm. That was what they said. But hopefully it'll be cold and they got to run it a little slower and it takes a little bit off of it. It's Texans for sure because the Jets can't do anything. Every time I root for the Jets to do something, they prove that they're the Jets.
Yeah, Texans as well. Then we have the Ravens, 7-point favorites hosting the Rams.
Ravens, I got to say something about the Rams. They are playing better than what I thought they'd be playing. The last couple games have been good. I've picked against them the entire time, but it's Ravens. It's Ravens.
Yeah. I kind of like the Rams. Not to win this game, but I kind of like the Rams as like a thing. Like their existence pleases me. I mean, like I'm not angry that the Rams are there. I'm like, oh, the Rams. But they still have Aaron Donald. They still have Fat Stafford.
Yeah.
Like I like Puka Nacua. Like this rookie out of nowhere. Their rookie running back, Kyren Williams. I like what he's doing. He's just putting up numbers. Cooper Kupp is like he hasn't really been. He exists sometimes. But he's not Cooper Kupp. I kind of had a feeling that might happen this season for him. But I don't hate the Rams. But I think the Ravens are. If they're not the best team in football, they are the close second.
I don't think it's that close.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I think it is that close. I don't think offensively it's close like that. I think what San Francisco does offensively, nobody is like matching that right now. No. But I think as a team, as an entity that has the capability of winning any game that they play, I think they're there. They have the defense, the middle of their field. They do something that is. They're really good. Their front seven are really strong, but it's mostly those linebackers, and I don't know. It's just kind of like a classic football feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders +3 with hosting the Vikings.
Ugh.
This is another game. Like, I don't care who wins, to be honest, but
I truly don't. The Dobbs thing is over. We can't trust in Dobbs anymore. Vikings, though.
you're picking the Vikings, though.
Vikings.
I'm
I don't
going
know
Raiders
why.
only because they're at home, and they still have the best quarterback from Purdue since Drew Brees, under center. So
This right here is scary. This next game, Niners and Seahawks.
49ers are 10.5-point favorites at home versus Seattle.
I told you I'm rolling with the Niners, but this the Niners I believe are going through the Bird series right now.
Yes,
The
Bird Gauntlet. Yeah,
the Bird Gauntlet, and I don't think many people have done it.
do they play the Ravens in that stretch too?
I believe they do. I think I saw that they would do their next 5 games are Eagle, like the Bird Gauntlet. Like
So they have Eagles, and they're on the Seahawks now, and then they go to
Atlanta, I think.
Eagles, Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens, Commanders, Rams. Yeah, they are on the Bird Gauntlet, minus the Falcons.
Minus the Falcons. Okay, so they have to play the Rams, right? So that would be not the Rams. They have to play the Ravens, which I would definitely pick them. I don't know. It's a division matchup.
Yes,
Uh,
always tricky.
it's always tricky. The Seahawks are going to play them close. They see them more than anyone else. Not more than anyone else, but they have the best chance of beating them if anyone else is going to beat.
Yep.
But man, why is this a 1:00 game? This is one of the better games that's going to be on TV. But I got, like I said, I'm not going to stop. I'm rolling with the Niners.
I got the 49ers too. Even though I have the urge to choose the Seahawks,
I had the urge as well.
I'm going to tell you what. I think the Seahawks, they don't just lose, they lose mightily in this game. I think the Seahawks season is over. And I hate to say that because they do not have an easy stretch either. And if we look at the Seahawks, they had the Cowboys last week. They have the 49ers this week. They have the I'm going to tell you in a minute. They have the Eagles next week. And then they finish off with the Titans, the Steelers, and the Cardinals, right? But they have this stretch here. They lost at the Rams. They lost versus San Francisco. They lost at Dallas. Then they're going at San Francisco again. Then they host the Eagles. There is a chance they run off 5 straight losses there, and then I think their season's done. I just don't see how they come back from that. But I don't know. I think the 49ers will go out there and they'll be, oh my gosh, I'm getting mollywopped. Then we have Kansas City, 2.5-point favorites, hosting the Bills, the Buffalo Bills. The Bills coming off a bye as well.
I don't see a way for KC to fix their problems. But the one thing that they do have going for them is Mahomes to Kelsey.
And they usually beat the Bills.
They do, and that's why I'm going to go KC. And I know I'm going to dread that and regret that pick, but I'm going KC.
You should regret that pick because I think the Bills coming off the bye, Kansas City could be all angry because they lost to the Packers.
And I don't think they get angry. That's the funny thing about that team. They don't look like they get angry.
Oh, they didn't get mad last year with that Burrowhead stuff, right?
Yeah, they do. They don't like playing the Bengals.
They hate the Bengals. They don't like the 49ers hate, and the Eagles hate each other. Yeah, the Bengals and Kansas City hate each other. All right, Sunday night, it's coming down. The Cowboys and Eagles are coming to town.
A tie?
Hey, Jack, that's a fact. Get ready to play because the Cowboys are here on NBC. I don't give a shit. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites versus the Eagles at home in Dallas in the Big D.
God, I don't even want to pick this game.
Well, I'll get my pick, Cowboys. I
hate the Eagles, but being that I live in Texas, I so much want to see the Cowboys lose every week. So I hate the Eagles, though. I hate the Eagles. I hate them, and it's hard for me to root for them at any given time ever.
Well, I think picking the win isn't rooting for them. It's just saying they're better than that team.
Yeah, I think they are. I think Dak does usually do a number on them, and CD and them did a number last time, but I don't think it gets better for them. I really don't. I think, and part of it is also I don't trust Mike McCarthy. I believe that the Eagles are going to look at what happened last game and make adjustments, and the Cowboys are not. Dan Quinn might, but the Cowboys, as a team, won't. I'm going to go Eagles.
I think the Cowboys give a steady diet of tight end and over the middle looks and just march up and down the field on the Eagles. Eagles don't stop passers. They just don't. They are not good against the pass this year. They don't get the same pass rush they did last year, and that's a big part of it. And the Cowboys have a very stout offensive line. Dak is playing incredible football from the quarterback position, so much so that the argument that Dak is playing MVP football is a real thing right now.
It's a real argument. But the problem that I have is that yes, you have to do that. You're gonna have to attack them over the middle. You're gonna have to pass the ball. But Tony Pollard has not been playing well. Not living up to what they thought he was going to do. The reason they got rid of Zeke, things like that, and that hurts them because what's going to happen is the Eagles are not going to give him even the little yards that he has been getting, right? So it's going to force Dak to throw the ball 46 times in that game. And yeah, he's going to eat him up for some parts of the game, but along that line, he's going to give up some bad ones. And I truly believe he's going to throw the ball about 45 times this game because they're going to absolutely commit to stopping the run. And like you said, they're susceptible to passes. So they'll have long, sustained drives, which is going to force him to throw the ball, which means later on in the game, he's going to give something up. And that's why I'm going Eagles, because they have to be a bend but don't break team right at this point in time. They have to realize that they can't cover many people. They would do what you do well, stop the run, and then just give up the 5-7 yard passes and just live with that up the field. And then when the field gets smaller, stop them like you did, like you was doing all last game. And I think that's going to be the game plan going into it. And like I said, I think they learn from their mistakes, and the Cowboys won't. He'll throw the ball 46 times.
I think he throws 46 times, completes 44 of them for 718 yards and 33 touchdowns. It's going to be no. I don't even care. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I just think they're really good this year. There's something about them. The Cowboys and the Ravens were my Super Bowl picks before the season started. I have the tweet to back it up.
If the Cowboys don't get the picks and don't get the turnovers, their defense is not as salty as people. Right? They will give up 30 points, 40 points. Like they will give up those points if the turnovers aren't coming. And I don't think Hurts is going to give them the opportunity because of the way that they play. He may give you an interception, right? He may even give you 2, but for the most of the part, you're going to get 4, 5. You're going to get like 4-5-1 or 3-3-3-1 because when it's 4th and 1, they're going for it and they're getting it and they're killing you with that drive up and down the field. So they're never going to give you the opportunity to get those pick sixes. So that's just what I believe. That's why I think that the Eagles match up well with them because of Hurts. He just pretty cautious with the ball in most cases.
Hurts is very good with ball management and ball security. He's got a heck of an arm. Makes every throw he needed to make. They have great receiving weapons. And yeah, but the same thing is said for the Cowboys. I think Dak's ball security isn't as bad as last year made people think, like, oh my God, Dak's broken. All he does is throw interceptions. Okay, so the Cowboys' problems last year were not their offensive coordinator. This is what it is, but I still think the Cowboys win. Then we have 2 Monday night games. 2.
Oh.
The Dolphins, the mighty Miami Dolphins, are 2 touchdown favorites at home versus the Titans. What do you think there?
Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not too much debate.
But if you was asking me, will they cover the 14? I don't know about that.
Oh, I don't.
But
well,
I'm not giving the team 14 points. Like, that's hard.
You know who else is really good at getting behind the defense and just running crazy is Tyreek Hill.
I don't understand how he does it. I don't get it.
It's last game. It's almost like they forgot he was on the field.
So I'm thinking, like, you just don't let Tyreek Hill get behind you. It seems that easy. But you can't give him a cushion either. You can't give him a 2-yard separation, because if he takes that slant, he's gone and you can't catch him.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard. You got to play him close enough to where he can't take a 2-yard slant 75 yards, but you can't play him close. He's going to burn you over the top.
Yeah, you can't have your safety sitting 30 yards off the line of scrimmage. But I mean, the Commanders would have been better for it if they did last week. Just have their safeties sitting, like on punt return duty. But yeah, the Dolphins should handily beat the Titans. I just don't see how the Titans can do it. I saw a little bit of that Titans game this week, and I just don't see it.
Not too confident?
No. So then finally, we have the Giants at home, 6.5 point dogs versus those goddamn Green Bay Packers.
Listen, this is a game that if the Giants want to make the playoffs, they have to win.
Yes.
This is one of the teams that are right above you, ahead of you on that list.
Yep.
That you have to win. Game is at home. Right? Now, I still don't know. Now, the Giants probably know who their starting quarterback is.
Oh, they announced it today. It's Tommy DeVito.
It's Tommy DeVito?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Ryan Daboll said, you know what? DeVito's going to start.
Okay. Sure. Man, Tyrod, you just can't catch a break. Oh, gotta be the most unluckiest quarterback to ever play the game.
Yes.
Oh, man. Tommy DeVito. The city likes him, and he's back. He's home. I think if the game was away, they'd probably run what's his name out there. But at this point in time, he's got such a cult following in New York, New Jersey. You kind of got to run DeVito out there. I'm picking the Giants. I'm glad you already put it in there, because that's what I'm picking. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Giants. I think we have enough on defense that we will give Love fits. Kayvon Thibodeau is playing like the draft pick we thought he'd play like. This week we'll actually have Dexter Lawrence back. So after the bye week, we should be coming back a little bit healthy. Our linebackers have been playing. Oh, Bobby Okereke. Oh my God! If he's not the best pickup we've had in a long time, Jesus Christ, that guy is everywhere. Bobby Okereke, Michael McFadden. Like, I love our linebacker core, and I have not been able to say that in years. Safeties are still, cornerbacks are still young, and they'll come up, they'll get it, and they're getting better as the game is progressing. Yeah, the Giants are going to beat the Packers. I don't know how they're going to do it on offense, but there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure it out.
I'm going to tell you what, I think the Giants beat the Packers as well. And not just because I hate the Packers and I can't pick them. I still don't think the Packers are very good. And that's it. Right? Like, I mean, I mean, for as good as Jordan Love has looked the last handful of games, I just don't see it on the rest of the team. I can be totally wrong when I usually am, but I just don't see the Packers winning, especially when they're on the road in New York. Now, I don't want to say it, but MetLife Stadium's got a terrible field and injures people. And I don't wish ill upon anybody, but
oh,
if it
wait a minute.
happens, you can't be surprised that it happens.
That's why it's a Monday night game. The Jets and the Giants are playing in the same week at home. Whoa.
Yep. Yeah, and they didn't want to have what's her name sing another song about the Giants Packers.
On Sunday night. Oh no,
yeah.
Monday night. Oh, Monday night.
That's right. Sunday night, coming to town. The Giants and Packers. It's a football showdown.
Oh, I hate that.
God, I do too. I hate it so much.
Oh man, I wonder how many times we're going to see the Giants when they played in that snow game or in the playoffs. How many times we're going to see that? I hate that. I'm not going to lie. That's one part about the broadcast that I hate. You're bringing up yesteryear. No one from either one of those teams are playing in this game.
Yeah.
I do not need to see that game. I love that game. I don't need to see it. But you are going to see it. They need something to talk about because the play on the field will not be good enough.
Yes. That's so as a Bears fan, there's things that I don't want to hear ever again from anybody. One of them, sadly, is the 85 Bears. I do not, in a live televised broadcast, don't bring up the team from 4 years ago because that's our only shining moment. But the one thing I absolutely hate it so much with a passion. Every time the Bears and Kansas City are uttered in the same breath, we have to be reminded that the Bears took Mitchell Trubisky when they could have taken Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's to the point where it's like, wait, you're telling me the Bears could have had Patrick Mahomes? I know. There's no way. There's no way that was a situation because
you will hear that forever.
I know
that you got to get used to.
Oh God! And the story is so insane. Like every time, it doesn't matter the network. They trudge up the same things. Like here's Patrick Mahomes' dad, all angry, drinking a beer. It's like the Bears made my son cry, and he's drinking a beer. It's like shut up! I don't want to hear any more of it ever again. Ever again. I don't know if he actually says that, but he always says something about the Bears. The Bears ruined their lives or something like that. Like, and then here's Patrick Mahomes holding up fingers or whatever for whatever draft pick he was. I don't even know. I don't care. All I know is I just hate it. I hate how I hate the fact that the Bears aren't good enough to create any other story, that we have to still hear about the 85 Bears, that we have to hear about Patrick Mahomes could have been drafted by the Bears.
But it's not just that though. You get like if the Giants are playing the Cowboys, they're going to show the Odell Beckham catch.
Yes.
And Odell Beckham doesn't play for the Giants.
No.
They should probably stop showing the catch.
Yes.
Like,
it's an amazing catch though.
It's an amazing catch, and I can watch it all day. Unlike the other highlight that I'll turn the channel the minute they bring him up. If they bring Deshaun Jackson's name up when he's playing against the Giants, I can't watch that highlight. I can't watch that punt return for a touchdown. I have to turn it, but it's going to be brought up, and it's something that I have to live with for the rest of my life. Absolutely. They still show the one Herm Edwards had. Like that, I wasn't even born when that one happened.
Herm Edwards.
That was the Miracle in the Meadowlands 1.
Yeah.
And then it's 2 now. So yeah, you just gotta live with some of these stupid things. But like those are single plays. It's like I don't like that they're gonna show the game when the Giants beat the Green Bay Packers. Like it just at this point in time it doesn't matter. Like I said, if their players are still on that team, maybe don't show it. You're gonna see snow on the field. Watch, you're gonna see it. I put money on it.
Mm-hmm. Did the Giants ever have a chance to draft Aaron Rodgers or something like that? Well, you know what? I'm sure they did have a chance to draft Aaron Rodgers because he was selected like the bottom half of the first round.
I'm gonna tell you what. There's some years in there that I don't remember the Giants having a first round pick. Remember we gave up so much to get Eli Manning that we didn't have a first round pick for a few years. So it's possible that we couldn't get him because the Chargers had our pick.
2005 NFL draft. Well, I mean, you wouldn't have had to draft Aaron Rodgers in 2005.
So yeah, we didn't have that pick because we gave that pick to the year before to the Chargers to get Eli to move up.
Yeah. So yeah, the Giants didn't have any picks in there. But I mean, nobody ever says, the Raiders could have drafted Aaron Rodgers at 23 or,
They do talk about how many the Eagles could have Justin Jefferson. Instead, they decided that Nelson Aguilar. Was it Nelson? No, it wasn't Nelson Aguilar.
It was Nelson Aguilar, yeah.
Was it Nelson Aguilar? Yeah, they decided that Nelson Aguilar was their pick.
But I mean, every team could have had Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah, but no, they specifically picked him.
Oh, I know.
like the pick before that, they had it, and Vikings like, we'll take Justin Jefferson all day long.
Oh my God! So I'm looking at this 2005 draft. Alex Smith went 1. Ronnie Brown, running back, went to the Dolphins, number 2. He's a Pro Bowler. Braylon Edwards, wide receiver, to the Browns. Then the Bears at 4 chose Cedric Benson from Texas.
Not a bad pick. Did y'all give him to the Bengals eventually?
Bengals,
and he became a Pro Bowler.
And then the Bengals gave him away to the afterlife. Cadillac Williams.
The
Buccaneers. Right after that, Adam Pac-Man Jones, the Titans. Troy Williamson, don't know. Antrell Roll, Carlos Rogers, DeMarcus Ware, Sean Merriman, Jamal Brown, Thomas Davis, Derek Johnson. Those are all back-to-back picks.
That Sean Merriman pick was our pick. That was the Giants pick.
That was the Chargers, yep.
Yep, that was our pick. Yep.
But I mean, so look how insane that is. DeMarcus Ware to the Cowboys. The next pick is Sean Merriman to the Chargers. The next pick is Jamal Brown to the Saints, offensive tackle. The next pick is Thomas Davis, linebacker, to the Panthers. He's a Pro Bowler. And then the next pick is Derek Johnson to the Kansas City Chiefs, linebacker.
Their best linebacker probably in their history.
There's 4 linebackers out of 5 picks that...
DeMarcus Ware and Derek Johnson are Hall of Famers.
Yeah. 2 Hall of Famers, 4 of them Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, Sean Marion was really good, but he just couldn't get up the juice.
Yeah.
He had to be juiced up to play.
Yeah. Man, what a draft. Cedric Benson. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. All right.
This is supposed to be cathartic. We can't bring up the old.
Can't do it. I can't. Yeah, I'm angry at other people trudging up old stuff, and here I am trudging up old stuff to get angry about. Well, we did it. We went through. You're up 4 games against me, 35-31, because I keep picking with my heart.
You did it again.
I did it again. It's eventually going to pay off for me. This is why I'm not a good gambler. I'm a terrible gambler. I've tried to tell you, when I was in Illinois for Thanksgiving, legalized there's legalized sportsbook in Illinois, and because I'm in Illinois, I can log into the DraftKings. I'm like, I'm going to put some money. I'm going to do a parlay, and I chose the most ridiculous fucking parlays. I was just like, oh yeah, I think the Buccaneers can win this game. No. Oh yeah, I think Derrick Henry will get X amount of yards. No. Like, just like, I don't even know what I was doing. I wasn't picking it based upon anything. I was just like, oh, numbers.
Watching the number go up. Okay, that's possible.
Oh, I'm at plus 15,850. That makes sense. I'm gonna put $10 on this. When I win, I'm coming back with $15,000. Nice. Yeah, I I had lost those bets like with it instant. Like,
that's what I'm seeing people go. Is it worse to lose your parlay the first leg or the last leg?
You might as well just lose the first leg and then just call it a day.
But then you're just so pissed off. You never even stood a chance.
That's true. That's true. Well, so that was my first and probably last foray into sportsbook because I'm not good at it. Like I took the goddamn Patriots. So
yeah, I couldn't bet. I couldn't bet on like the Giants because I can't ever. I can always talk myself into how they can win, and that's the problem.
Yep.
I no. If this went right, if this happens, and I can't be logical with my team. Even though in my heart I know they can't win, if you ask me to put it on paper, I'm going to say the Giants win. Like in my heart, I know it, but when the words come out of my mouth, oh, Giants win.
I don't know when the last time you bought a new car is, but last time I bought a new car, there's this ridiculous tactic that car salesmen do. They're like, "Can I get you to sign this piece of paper that says you will buy the car if I get the price down to this?" I'm not gonna sign this piece of loose leaf paper. Like, what does that do? It's not legally binding. But the last few times I've had to go negotiate car prices, they're like, "I'm gonna go talk to my manager, but will you sign this piece of paper right here, saying that if my manager says yes, he'll take that other $300 off the car, that you'll buy it?" No, I'm not gonna do that. Like what is that gonna? So it's the same thing for you, Harlan. Will you sign this piece of paper that says the Giants won't win this game?
Can't do that.
Can't do it. They're 95-point dogs. They're playing with their practice squad. Can't do it. Can't do it.
But the defense is good. If the defense is 6-6-6s, that's 30.
Yep.
We got 30-something points. Come on.
Yeah. And that could be the game too. That could be the game that Bane comes. There's always a week where you're like, maybe Bane will show up, and that could be the game.
That's how it is.
I've heard some chatter on the message boards. Bane's a coming.
Oh no. Oh yeah. That's why I can't bet on my team. I had to stop. Even with betting against my friends, right? I had to stop betting on my team. I'd rather see them win. And also, I felt like I was the jinx. I felt like every time I bet on them, they lost. So
yes.
Won't do it anymore. I've learned.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you one bit. I can't bet. I'm terrible at it. All right. So there we go. We did it. We made it all the way through. We don't have a sign off.
Nope.
But we have been going for a while. So, peace.